everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching. So it's been a few days since I talked to you. Today is September the 20th, 2022, and we have all had a chance to watch the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. So what we saw this week was it was a very beautiful ceremony. I watched most of it. I couldn't watch all because I was working. I just moved into a new house, and so we just got a new puppy. There's she right there. German Shepherd Collie, German Shepherd Collie, Border Collie mix. Anyway, so I've been really busy, but I really wanted to take the time out to do this. I did predict last week when I talked about the funeral that Harry and his brother Prince Charles, or the Prince of Wales now, would not be sitting together, and they didn't. So Prince William and his kids and wife sat in the first row, and then Harry and Meghan sat behind King Charles on the other side on the second row. Perfect, right? So he can't complain that he was discriminated against or they're treating him poorly, because he was on the second row, but he was behind the king, full shot, although his wife was not, which was just the best thing ever. So one of the things a lot of people are talking about is that Meghan, by the media or by whoever's in the Abbey, the video that had the candle right in front of Meghan, truly the candle in the wind. And remember the song that Elton John sang, "The Candle in the Wind," for Princess Diana. Now the other thing that people are talking about is her cry. Remember, everybody's pointing out to the video that Meghan did a while back, before she met Harry, that she could cry on command, and left eye, give me 30 seconds, I can do it. And so it was, if you look at the picture, it's her left eye, and it's only one tear. So we know she's a phony. We know it's fakery, and she has no attachments to the Queen other than what the Queen could have done for her and for her children, right? And I didn't see Harry sing the national anthem for the King, "God Save the King," okay, because for the British national anthem, they panned to him a couple of times, and his lips were not moving. He looked like he was sitting there sulking. Actually, throughout the whole ceremony after the uniform issue, it seemed like he was pouting to me. And I've seen Harry plenty of times. That was not grief. I'm sure there was some grief because he loved his grandmother, even though he treated her like crap, but in the last few years. But and then you think about things that you could have done better, or but it's mixed with a lot of anger towards his father. So King Charles is, from the day one when his mom died, he was on the road, flying around, meeting people, meeting the public, meeting dignitaries, signing books, giving speeches, and then the funeral. And he walked a lot behind his mother's casket, along with his brothers and sisters. But he's tired. Wow. If there was anything that was a lull, like, okay, I might bring him back in, because they were inviting him back, supposedly, the media saying they invited him to Balmoral to see the Queen before she died, when they didn't know she was passing away. He decided not to come, and there's been some other issues and things where they've actually reached out to Harry, and he said no. So, and then that cut article comes out, that if it was me, and you all know if it was you, and this was somebody in your family who did this to you a week before someone passed, and they were saying trash stuff about them, you may allow them to come to the funeral, but you're not going to talk to them. You're not going to interact with them, because what they did was wrong. And it's not been a one-time issue. It's been a lot of things happening with Harry and Meghan. So nobody trusts them. So I'm sorry. The fact that you were allowed to come and to march and to partake in some of the other activities that we even called you when she passed, or was passing, you should be happy. And then you stayed at the castle. I mean, they extended a lot to him. So, but people still don't trust him. And I don't have a problem with that. So the funeral was beautiful. I didn't think we were going to be able to see the Queen descend into the crypt like Prince Philip did last year. So it was interesting to see, because I'm gonna tell you, when it pulled on my heartstrings, there was a few times, but the one time it really pulled on my heartstrings was when the casket was being lowered. Because to me, the casket is like an extension of the person. So when that casket goes down to the crypt, or to the grave, to me, is like, that's like, this is it. This is the last time you're going to see this person, or anything that have to do with them, what they're attached to, right? So when she was going down, I was like, oh man, I felt the leap of like, oh, she gone, you know? I was like, whoa, my goodness. And then when they did the ceremony at the end, where they took the crown and the scepter and all that, and, you know, and then they broke the rods. They say this is the end of the rule of Elizabeth II's rule. I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is really it. So it had to be hard on the family, and, you know, but, you know, and another thing that really impressed me was when the guards who had the barriers, what do they call? The guys who carry the coffin, and they carried it up the stairs at Windsor. I was like, please don't let that girl fall. Please don't let her fall. You know, I know they do this and they're professional, but it's like still, because it's such, you know, the stairs are, it's really steep. So I was clutching my pearls. Well, please don't let her fall. And they did a great job. And when they were marching her to Windsor with the cavalry around her and the guys on the horses and stuff, like, you know, medieval times. Like it was like, that's awesome. It was so quiet most times. And the sea of people who came out to see her. You know, the thing about Black people, we all want to jump on this bandwagon. Everybody and everything is racist. Even if it took place 1,000 years ago, you know, 100 years ago, 500 years ago, if it happened to someone, then the people who are living now, they're then being accused of racism or colonialism or whatever. And if you read your books, you read your history, you know that under Elizabeth, decolonization started even before she took her reign. And so people get on me on Facebook and stuff about, why are you so sad about the Queen? Why are you still talking about the Queen? Whatever. And I'm like, because as a female in the 50s, to take on that position and then to hold it for all these years and no one tried to get her. I mean, they want to end the monarchy, but they didn't really say. I didn't hear a lot of things bad about Queen Elizabeth. So I was like, this lady's in power. She rules all these countries, and, you know, she doesn't come off as this harsh ruler, but she's got control. People respect her. And I thought, as a woman boss, that was one woman boss, you know, that you can look up to as far as how she contained herself, how she carried out her duties and her responsibilities, and I can't be mad at her. And so, yeah, you know, as a woman of power who you can look up to as a mentor, you know, even if you never met her, it's like, yeah, that's a woman I could look up to. And now, the other thing in the funeral is when the Bishop Canterbury said that the Queen didn't, and I'm paraphrasing, didn't do what she did for position or ambition, her own ambition, the word ambition. She did it because she was following Christ and to serve and carry out her duties for her nation. You know, in other words, that's what he was saying. That it wasn't about position, it wasn't about her own ambition, it was about what was best for her, you know, for her, with her relationship with Christ, with God, and with her relationship with the people that she was responsible for. And I thought that was great. And I know it hit Meghan right in the face. I know it did. It better have, because it did. When I heard it, I was like, whoop, whoop. So, yeah, it was a really, really good ceremony. I loved Anne, Princess Anne, Royal Anne. I'm glad the kids were able to attend. I know it was hard on them being young, and they'll remember this for the rest of their life because it's very important. And George, if he becomes king, you know, it's going to be something that's, you know, he's going to have to do for his grandfather and for his father. And then when he becomes king, it'll be a ritual that's for him. So now I want to do a quick reading. I've been so busy, y'all. So I'm going to do a quick reading. So I already pulled the cards. I am using my Samana Tarot. So I've asked 3 questions. I've already pulled them because I'm sitting at my desk. My office is not set up to do my readings the way I normally do. So I apologize for that up front, but we're going to do this. And trust me that I pulled the cards and I pulled the cards, okay? I didn't just pull what I wanted. I haven't even seen the cards, okay? So let's look at the cards. And I want to turn my light on. The first card is about Meghan. So the question is she going to be able to meet Charles? Because they claim she wrote a letter asking for a meeting with the king. You know, just like the book of Esther. She wanted to meet the king because she wanted to straighten stuff out, right? She thinks she's Esther. She's in the book of Esther now. The Bible, the book of Esther. I want to command an audience before the queen, before the king. So anyway, here's the first card I pulled. Is she going to be able to have it? This is the card. And it is the 7. The 7 of coins. The 7 of coins. And so we know the 7 of coins has to do with planning something, waiting for something to happen. And we know she's waiting for her kids to become king. I mean, I keep saying that. Prince and princess is HRH. For Archie and Little Beth to become prince and princess. So she's planted these seeds, and she's ready for her kids to get what they want, because she done waited long enough. I'm ready to go home. You haven't even told us. So her thing is to actually talk about what's happened and what's going to happen with her kids. She wants to know now. She wants to make plans. So this person is standing in front of the coins. If you can see, hope you can. Now this one's like a child. So to me, it's like she wants to meet him to talk about these children. What is their inheritance? She's tired of waiting. So is she going to meet with him? I think he knows this is what she wants to talk about. There is nothing else to talk about. There is no, I'm just coming to bury the hatchet and I want to be family members again. I want to come back in the royal family. Even if she says that, that's not what she wants. She just wants the end game, which is the title, so she can sell those children. Make money from them, right? Charles knows that. Even with this 7, this coin at the top, it's like it's crowned. That's all she wants to know. She's in the dark about it. You don't want your kids to be singing working roles. So I think he's going to make them wait. I think there's going to be something he's going to write. He's also waiting for the parliament to make a decision about who can take and give titles, right, or take away titles. So there's a lot of things up in the air. He is not going to do it. He could even use this. Look, he can even use the fact that I'm going to wait till I have the coronation before I make any more announcements about who's going to get what role, especially if they're not senior working roles. Like he could do Edward now, his brother Edward, and give him whatever he wants because he's a working royal. But he can wait on Meghan's kids because they're so far down the line. They're in line of succession, but they're not working, right? Nor the parents. So he can make these different allowances because of that. I mean, and he may be writing it so it can be ironclad that they can't contest it, I guess is the word I want to say. Okay. And so the second card was, how does Harry feel about his father, King Charles, now? Because y'all know he did not sing that song, the national anthem, during that ceremony, during the funeral. He actually was grimacing, people. He actually was pouting, grimacing. Now, he could be caught up in a moment of my grandmother's gone and my dad's now king. But he, he said in his statement about when the queen died, he was going to support his father. He was going to respect his father as king. And he did not. He did not. He said that, and then he did not. He should have sang it. Even if he didn't feel it, he should have sang it. Even a couple of words. The camera didn't get the whole thing, but the camera got a lot of him, and he was not singing. So here's the card on how Harry feels about his father. Let's read it. Page of Coins. Like somebody's in the hole looking at that money. Look at that. He knows he's lost everything. He doesn't have enough money. He's in the hole. He's paying too much out for security. That's why he's suing his father. He's not making the money they said he was going to make. Now they've got this issue with Spotify where everything's been put on hold. He has the book issue. He's thinking about that, because if he doesn't let the book come through, he's going to be in trouble with the publisher. So he sees his father as a representation of the money that he needs, right? And he's in the hole. And he's blaming his father for being in the hole, even though he was the one who asked to leave. Did he not understand that when you say I'm quitting, you lose all perks? I don't think he realized that. And so now he's in the hole, and he doesn't know how to get out of the hole. Yeah, and there's a shovel. So he done dug his own hole. Starting this new adventure, starting this new life with Meghan overseas. has been a burden for him, and he's dug himself in a hole. He does not know how to get out. He needs his father for the money. He needs his father for the title. He doesn't really care about the titles. He knows he's always going to be Prince Harry, if not, even if he's not even the Duke of Sussex. He knows just he's never, he's 30-some years old. He's never going to lose that identity of being Prince Harry. Okay, but he knows that the money comes with it, and he's more concerned about the money and being able to provide for his family long term. And right now, he doesn't know if his father's going to be able to, will help him, rather not be able to, but will help him. And so he's putting a lot of pressure on Charles and a lot of to get him out of this hole. And if he doesn't get him out of this hole, he's going to hold King Charles responsible. You make sense out of that, please. You leave, you quit, you get in trouble financial, and then you hold the company you quit responsible for you quitting. And that's what he's doing. That's how he sees his father. He sees that his father should always take care of him, no matter what. If you love me, then you would do this for me. You evidently don't love me just like you didn't love my mother. Now you treat my wife just as bad as you treated my mother. You don't love me. That's why he was looking all upset. He feels like they're treating him wrong, and they're not. He asked for this. They've given him 2+ years to deal with this. Do you really want this? The Queen worked with him. We give you time. Maybe you just need a temporary separation. Now you don't need a permanent separation. And they said no, they're not coming back. They are fine, but they're not fine. And he's holding a grudge because he can't have it his way. The last card is Harry and Meghan going to get what they want from King Charles? Are they going to get it? Everything they want. From the children, some of the inheritance, some more of the prestige, because his dad is now king. And this is the card I pulled. And it's reversed. It's the devil reversed. This is it. So, what does it mean? It reversed for the devil is like, well, if it's right side up, it means like addiction and you're not in control of yourself. And I think this one is more of there's a release and a control of control. Like they're not going to get what they want. What they want was freedom and to be free from the royal family and have their own financial independence, right? So they're going to get that. However that comes, that means that Charles ain't gonna take care of them no more. It means that they're going to get the independence they sought, their financial independence and freedom, and they're gonna have to be able to walk away. He's gonna let them do what they said. Just like he said in the King's speech when he said the other day after the Queen died, he said, "And to Harry and Meghan, I want to express my love as you continue to build your life overseas." And he meant what he said. So, yes, they're going to get what they want, what they asked for originally through the Queen. I want our freedom and independence and control over our own lives. And he's going to give them that. That's what you asked for. All right, y'all. That is my reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was very short and brief, I hope. But keep everybody in prayer because this is going to be, for King Charles, it's going to be a very troubling time for him. I'm going to pull one card of the next couple of months. Not just a couple, it's going to be kind of like a very troubling time. He's going through grief and with the transformation of his family and, duties in his age. He's 74. So he's getting older. I'm going to pull this one card to say how is he, the next couple of months, it's going to be over his reign until his coronation, let's say the next year, the next 12 months, how is it going to be for him? And this is the card I pulled. It's reversed. It is Queen of Swords. Some indecisions coming. Queen of Swords. This is about strategy. It's about support. It's about saying what you have to say. But this can be like a tyrant too. Like maybe she's this person, sharp tongue, hardcore, making some decisions that people ain't gonna like. And I think because it's the Queen of Swords, it's he's carrying out someone else's agenda. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be working with him, influencing him, and some of the decisions he's going to make, people are not going to, in the UK, are not going to like, but he's going to do it, and he's going to stand by what he says. He is going to be decisive in the decisions he makes. It's just that he's going to be very forthcoming and outright, and you're going to, he got a little temper. So there's going to be some things he's going to do very soon that you're not going to particularly like the direction it's going, because he's really with the WEF. He's with the World Economic Forum. He's been with Klaus Schwab for a long time, y'all. He's on for a long time. So this climate control thing and the things with the fuel over in UK and the heating bills this winter is going to hurt. So I think that there's going to be some things and decisions he's going to be making or standing by. Maybe the Prime Minister is going to make these decisions and he's going to stand by them, and y'all ain't going to like them. But this is the path that he has chosen to take, or the WEF. But you're going to like what he does with Harry and Meghan. Same thing, though. He's going to say, slim down monarchy, slim down world. So just stay tuned to that. I like Charles, but just some ways things are going now with the politics and policies around the world, it's going to affect all of us. All nations are going to be making these pacts and working with this agenda. I told y'all this before, and Charles is involved with it. Y'all don't get your panties twisted. It is true. But let's not get distracted with Harry and Meghan too much. They're going to get what they deserve and what they asked for. But Charles and his reign is going to be totally different from Elizabeth. Hard choices, decisions that people are not going to like regarding politics. He's not political, but he's part of the politics. He is part of it, y'all. He signed on 100%, and he's getting Prince William to actually come on board with the way he's thinking. I just don't think, let me see something. Prince William, is he going to follow his father's path, the WEF? Is he on board fully with the WEF? Prince William. Picking up this card here. It's reversed. As a 7 of coins, the same as with Meghan, with what meet the king. The things that's been done is going to be undone with William. Whatever's been, these seeds has been planted with the WWF and with his father and with all these other leaders who decided to do this Agenda 2030 thing. William is not going to be in that same. He may do some things that he feels is good for the country, but he's not in it like his father is. He's more balanced about people and the climate, and not just totally the climate, which can really uproot a lot of people and hurt a lot of people because it is so radical with the decisions they're going to make, and they're not letting any of us, and I'm talking about worldwide, make these decisions for our own self. They're taking things away from us, rights away from us, the ability to make choices away from us. I think when William becomes king, or in the interim before he becomes king, he's not going to be 100% on board. He's going to select the policies he likes and programs he likes that's more in balance with people and with the climate. Okay, so he's not going to be this tyrant trying to put down a law for everybody and you have to go by it because I'm the king, which is Charles is going to be behind the scene, right? Because he's not political technically, but he is approving and agreeing with a lot of the things that's going to be happening we're not going to like. So the great hope is most people already thought years ago that William was the great hope. He will be the great hope if he does become king, for balancing fairness with people and with the new policies that's about to hurt a lot of people. We gotta wait for it though. So I hate to say that, but that is part of the reading because he is the new king. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Be blessed, and I'll talk to you again later. All right, bye-bye.